everyone, it's Lisa with What's Crafting Wednesday. I hope everyone had a great week. Today I'll be using the Banner Year bundle again, and we are going to step it up a little bit. But first, let's do the drawing for last week's cards. Had the two Crushed Curry Happy Fall Y'all cards, and I had 6 comments. I bought some new raffle tickets. The paper is very flimsy. It's actually like paper, not more like cardboard like my other tickets were. Okay, let's give these a good shake. And another little mixing in here. And let me pull out, and our winner is Jennifer. All right, Jennifer, congratulations. Thank you for your comment and everyone for your comments. Okay, so again, we'll be using the Banner Year bundle today. And I took last week's card and I stepped it up a little bit. The leaves are multicolor, and I added triple linen thread and a punch sentiment that was popped up. So let's get started. I have everything ready here using the same colors and the same DSP from last week's card, but we're just going to step it up a little bit. So it is, again, a Crushed Curry card base, cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And I have two actual early espresso layers, because this week's card I also layered the inside. And last week's card, okay, so I have 2 early espresso pieces cut at 5 1/4 by 4, and 2 Whisper White pieces cut at 5 by 3 3/4. Okay, so first we will adhere our DSP. And the DSP on the front of the card is the same size as last week. For the inside of this week's card, I did make it a little higher. And then for the, this lush Faux Suede ribbon, this week I will show you how I usually put my ribbon on, because I do like to secure it with tear and tape, though sometimes I will use the glue dots for it. So just cut this in half so it's a little thinner, and I like to put it right along where the DSP and the Whisper White meet. And then just pull off that backing. And you can always use your grid paper to help align. There we go. And then I use a little bit of tear and tape on the back to secure it. Okay. now what I did this week with the leaves, well, first on my card sample for this week, I did the leaves two-tone, and then when I was doing the inside and the envelope, I stepped it up a little more and I did them three-tone. So that's what we will be doing today on the front of the card also. Now normally when I do this, I would use a sponge dauber, but since this stamp is relatively small, I'm using Q-tips, very easy to do. So I have crushed curry and Mossy Meadow, pumpkin pie, and real red. Okay, and where is my chamois? I just washed it last night and I do not see it. Okay, it's probably right in front of me. I'll just have to clean the stamp good on the grid paper. So I start by ink the stamp up with crushed curry, and then with the Q-tip, just dab on the colors that you would like to use. So for our first leaf, I'm going to put a little bit of green and a little bit of Mossy Meadow and a little bit of pumpkin pie. And then just stamp. And clean that so that we don't contaminate the crushed curry ink pad. So now for this one, let's try a little pumpkin pie, and we'll use a little real red as well. Pretty, isn't it? Sure does look like a nice fall leaf. And then what's nice is each one that you stamp will look different. And for our last two, let's put some Mossy Meadow again. And just dab it on. And I'll do a little more pumpkin pie. That looks pretty with it. So this is easy and fun. So have you ever tried that? Coloring the stamps like that to get a multi-tone look? Just close everything up. And now the linen thread. Last week's card, I wrapped it around once and tied the bow. This week, I'm going to wrap it around 3 times. So have you ever made a card initially and then decided, oh, I'm going to step it up a little and make another one? Maybe with some added embellishments or popped up sentiment. Maybe a die cut. Okay, guess I cut the thread a little long. It's better to have it too long than too short, right? Okay, let's get a knot here. I lost that under my finger. Of course, on camera, it's going to be difficult. Plus, the thread is way too long. Okay, there we go. And whenever I wrap this around more than once, I always make a knot first to keep it all together before I tie the bow. All right. And let's see what kind of a bow I can make today. It's not too bad. What do you think? Okay. And then I will put some tear and tape across the back to hold the linen thread down. Quite a bit of ink on my fingers. A little messy stamper today. Who doesn't get inky fingers once in a while, right? Inky fingers, sticky fingers. It's all part of the fun of crafting. And then this will get layered onto a piece of early espresso. And then this will go on the card base. Okay, and a little glue dot, of course, to keep the bow secure. Just roll it up and put it behind there. And cut these little tails down. And then I did also pop the sentiment up this week. Do I not have a piece? Oh, there it is. Okay. So on this one here, I use the kind of arrow type end of the punch. So this week, let's use the banner end. Change it up a little bit. And then our little piece for stamping. And I'm going to use the same sentiment again. Happy fall, y'all. And let's see. Okay. And then I just hide it for snipping. And glued it onto the early espresso banner. And then kind of just eyed it again. Okay. And I put this on with dimensionals. And last week's card, everybody liked the enamel dots better than the sequins, so we're going to use enamel dots again this week on the card. Okay, So this week I also put some enamel dots on the sentiment, just on both ends of it. And oh, we just lost one. I didn't even see where that flew to. Guess I'll find it one day. Maybe Harry will walk through and it'll be stuck to him. Okay, so, and now we will do the inside and the envelope. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, that didn't travel far, but how it got underneath there, I do not know. We're done with that, and we have a little backing. All right, this week's card, last week I think I used a 3/4 inch piece of DSP, and this week it is 1 1/4. Okay, and then we will stamp another leaf in just the top of here. Good and clean. And it gets adhered to the early espresso. And to the inside of the card. Move the ink pad a little bit so I do not have an accident. Okay. And last but not least, of course, the envelope. Just a little falling leaf in the corner. And let me get everything out of the way that I can make a mess with. Okay. This is the card I did for the sample with the leaves in two-tone. And this is the card that we just did live with the leaves in more of a tricolor. Very fall. So I hope everybody enjoyed today's card. Thank you for joining me again for What's Crafting Wednesday. As always, I enjoy reading your comments, so please let me know what you think of today's card. If you like the sample better with the two-tone leaves, or if you like the one that I did live with the tricolor leaves. Let me know if you've ever used Q-tips in your crafting. And then, as you know, next week at the start of my What's Crafting Wednesday, I will do a drawing for these two cards. If there's anything that you'd like to see in upcoming What's Crafting Wednesdays, also, please leave that in the comments. I know last week I had mentioned doing a treat holder this week, but then the stepped up version of the card popped into my head, so maybe next week will be a treat holder. We'll see, whatever pops into my head before next Wednesday. Again, thanks for joining me. Have a crafty week, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.